Hey folks, this is Brian doing something a little new. That video is crappy. But anyway, because today is RPG Day 2022. The question is, where has your character been? So I'm working through the screen capture stuff and using Discord, and for some reason the video seems to be really bad. I hope it turns out alright. And I was just spending the last 20 minutes trying to get the audio to work. What a mess. Well, anyway, so RPG Day 2022, where has that character been? And we are talking about Wes. My current RuneQuest 3 high fantasy character. So I need to change my screen. Here we go. Sorry it's taking so long. I am fairly new at all this online stuff, so I am not very quick on it. Okay, is it changing? I did! Here we go! And hopefully we can actually see the mouse. Ooh, we can. That is interesting how it shows up, though. But anyway, Wes started out in Telgar here. He's a rich boy, and he spent part of his pre-game life as a squire to a knight who's actually the champion of shoot, I forgot her name, but the Lady of Bloodstone. Anyway, during his squireship, he spent a lot of time here in Hamlet and down through this bridge because there are goblins in these mountains through here. And so that's his pre-game life, right? So the game starts. They're here in Hamlet. We wake up after having been attacked by goblins and having these weird dreams of some other world and things. But anyway, so we're here in Hamlet. Shoot. We've done so much. I know we went off into the woods, into the hills here. We ran into a goblin cave. It's actually a goblin-occupied dwarven little outpost. And there's some girl involved with stuff going on there. We came back through. I know we did some stuff here at the bridge. The one time Wes was actually able to armor up and take his horse and lance, they were patrolling this roadway here, and they ran into some goblins. And we sent word back, hey, the goblins are in the hills. At some point we were out here, and we saw the troops, if you will, troops with torches at night moving through this area. So we reported on that. And we ended up actually going into the swamp a couple of times into the moat house here. Will it scroll in for me? Anyway, you can't see it here, but if I were to blow this up, and maybe I will, then you can see that. Let me try that. Hold on real quick. Ooh, it did. What do you know? Okay, you can almost see the moat house here, right? Anyway, there's giant carnivorous frogs in here. We had interaction with them one night. And there's actually a little place out here that is a permanent campsite that people have gone through from time to time. And so we started staying there. But we went into the moat house. We got in the tower. We got attacked by the giant spider. Managed to kill it, crawled up into its spider hole, and came into an area. Well, we don't need all the discussion, right? Just worry about it. So we've been here at Hamlet. Well, here at Hamlet, right? Down the bridge of monster summoning, which actually ties into another older game that I had played in. And we have, what else we do? We found in Hamlet that there was a portal between the church and some ruins out here. Over here. I remember if they're over here. I think they're over here. I think maybe even down here. Some ruins that are down here on the coastline. And while we were in the moat house, we ran into some goblins. And going down, there's like a the moat house was built upon the ruins of something that was built upon the ruins of something else. So these levels of ruins in here. We ran into some undead. Ran into more goblins. Ran into what we call the lobstrosity, the giant lobster that's living underneath there. And there's a waterway that we found. We've ran into a vampire. And there were boats. And at one point we took the boats and they came up into some other place here in the marsh, swamp, whatever. I think it's down here further. And it was kind of like a temple kind of place, and there was one of the cauldrons, which is a powerful ancient magic item in this area, that we told folks in Hamlet about, and it got word back to Telgar, and they came back, and so the paladins came down and took care of stuff there. We were able to salvage a couple things from the library, and I think, some silver spigots from the rest, the kitchen and the bathrooms kind of stuff. Not much. Back here we found a hidden room that had some stuff from this guy who had a cow as his symbol, but it turned out most of his stuff was cursed. Now, and at another point further down here in the swamp, we were tracking, I forgot who or why, but we ran into a witch here. Oh, the dragon sent us. Oh, that's right. After the paladins cleared that one building, the temple out, there was a dragon there, black dragon, spitting acid. We had interaction with him, and he actually asked for our help with something, and that's why we're coming down here looking for the witch. We find the witch, fight against her, but she's got control over the dragon. The dragon shape change. It comes into her hovel as an ogre or something, and we managed to break that curse by giving him the magic item thing that was controlling him or something like that. And so he then took care of her, and we salvaged a few things from her place. But we went to the moat house initially, or secondarily maybe, looking for signs of what happened to, I think it's Kanish Yade, who used to be the priest at the temple, disappeared. And so we've been following tracks. There's evidence in the second layer of ruins of her or somebody there that they went to Minok, I think is what it said. Okay. So we come out of the portal and head to Minok. And in Minok we get involved with we actually rescue some slaves and get involved with a spy, and we take off the map. If I go back to the actual map and drag it over, come back to Discord. So Minok is a bad, evil place, and we got word that the priest was put on display here and then sent off to Goldak, which is this tower here, which is also a bad place. And then there's the city of Gib, or the town of Gib, and the city of Aklo, also all bad places, right? So there's all kinds of piracy stuff happening down through here. Trade between Telgar and anything to the east has been cut off completely. But we escape in a longboat, come across, skirt around the edge here, and go off the map. And that's where we ended up in Kars. And in Kars, we are... Kars, we are well, on the way to Kars, we ran into we had stopped for supplies or something. Maybe I think it's actually off the map where we stopped for supplies, prepare the boat, that kind of stuff. And we ran into some Drugar, which were really, really hard to kill. We managed to kill one of them, and then we fled and got on the boat and took off with everybody. And we got to Kars, and in Kars, we met with the Baron Seneschal, got rewarded, blah blah blah. Spent some time there, and in dealing with a merchant trader guy who's kind of the money guy, represents investors, that kind of thing. He saw that these guys can do stuff. Let's get them to do stuff for us, and we get hooked into this deal where we're investigating a mine for the Wizards Guild. Looking specifically for gates, but to find out what happened because the mine stopped producing. We run into undead there, and rat people, and giant rats, and goblins, and the giant spider riding witch. And now, I don't have a map of Kars, sorry. And now we have got a villa just north of Kars, and that's everywhere I think the West has been. Happy gaming.